ensures a smooth and legal process. Regulation D, a flexible option for U.S. investors. Regulation D is a commonly used exemption for private offerings in the United States. It lets businesses raise money without having to register their securities with the SEC, but there are some important rules to follow. One key restriction is that offerings under Regulation D can only be made to accredited investors, except when using Rule 506B or Rule 506C. Rule 506B allows businesses to raise money from accredited investors without publicly advertising or promoting the offering. In other words, you can't use ads or general solicitation to attract investors. On the other hand, Rule 506C lets businesses raise unlimited capital, but it still limits investors to those who are accredited. The difference with Rule 506C is that you can advertise the offering, but you must verify that all investors meet the accreditation requirements. Regulation A, a broader approach to fundraising. Regulation A is often referred to as a mini IPO because it allows businesses to raise money by offering securities to both accredited and non-accredited investors. This is a great option for startups or smaller businesses that want to reach a larger group of investors. With Regulation A, businesses can raise up to $50 million each year. However, it can be more expensive and time-consuming compared to Regulation D. The process often involves legal fees that can go over $100,000 and may take several months to complete. While it offers a wider range of potential investors, it comes with a bigger price tag and a longer timeline. Regulation CF, crowdfunding for all. Regulation CF, or crowdfunding, is a way for businesses to raise up to $5 million a year from both accredited and non-accredited investors. The main advantage of Regulation CF is that it opens up investment opportunities to a wider group of people, not just wealthy or professional investors. However, it also comes with strict rules. Businesses must meet disclosure requirements, and they need to use a special platform called a registered portal to manage the fundraising. These platforms can charge fees, sometimes as much as 10% of the total money raised. While it allows more people to invest, it also means extra steps and costs for the business. Regulation S, raising capital from offshore investors. If you want to raise capital from investors outside the United States, Regulation S can be an important option. This regulation allows U.S. companies to offer and sell securities to international investors without needing to register with the SEC. However, there are strict rules to follow. For example, you must make sure that no sales efforts take place within the U.S. during the compliance period. It's important to carefully follow these rules to stay in compliance and avoid any legal issues. Comparing syndication structures. Each of these regulations offers different benefits depending on what you're trying to achieve with your syndication, who you're targeting as investors, and how much money you need to raise. Reg A versus Reg D. If you need to raise a larger amount of money and want to include both accredited and non-accredited investors, Regulation A is a good choice. However, it takes more time and money to complete. Regulation D, on the other hand, is a faster and cheaper way to raise money, but it limits you to accredited investors, unless you're using Rule 506C, which allows general solicitation. Reg CF versus Reg D. Regulation CF is great if you want to reach a wide range of investors, including both accredited and non-accredited people. But it comes with more rules to follow and platform fees. Regulation D, especially under Rule 506B, gives you more flexibility with fewer restrictions, but limits your investor pool to accredited individuals. Regulation S This regulation is for raising money from investors outside the U.S. It's a great way to access international funding, but you must follow the SEC's rules closely when it comes to offshore sales. The importance of SEC compliance. Following SEC regulations is not just about avoiding legal problems. It's also about gaining the trust of your investors. When you follow the rules, you show your investors that your syndication is transparent and operates legally. This helps build their confidence and can make it easier to raise money for future projects. SEC compliance also helps protect your business. If you don't follow the rules, you could face fines, penalties, or even legal trouble. That's why it's important to understand the requirements of each regulation and get professional help if needed. This way, you can ensure your syndication stays on track and secure. The role of a syndication attorney in SEC compliance. A syndication attorney is a crucial partner when it comes to understanding SEC compliance. These legal experts are familiar with the complex world of securities laws and know the details of exemptions like Regulation D, A, CF, and the Section 4A, short to private placement exemption. They help guide you through the legal process, making sure everything is in order so you can focus on your business and investors. Why hire a syndication attorney? SEC regulations are complex and constantly changing, so it's important to have a syndication attorney. They ensure your offering is properly structured, documented, and compliant with the rules. With their expertise, they guide you through exemptions, manage risks, and protect investor relationships, reducing the chance of legal issues. The key responsibilities of a syndication attorney. A syndication attorney plays a crucial role in making sure your offering meets SEC regulations. They will help structure your deal correctly and prepare important documents like the private placement memorandum, operating agreements, and subscription agreements. They'll also ensure that your communication with investors is clear and legally safe. In addition, the attorney will guide you through the due diligence process and make sure you're meeting all disclosure requirements. They'll work closely with you to find the best syndication structure that fits your capital needs, investor base, and long-term goals. This partnership helps protect both you and your investors, ensuring everything runs smoothly. What to look for in a syndication attorney. When hiring a syndication attorney, look for someone with experience in syndications and knowledge of SEC regulations like Regulation D, A, CF, and S. They should be able to explain legal terms simply and keep you updated. A good reputation and past success in similar projects are also important to ensure your syndication runs smoothly. Understanding the costs of hiring a syndication attorney. Hiring a syndication attorney may seem like an extra cost, but it's an investment in your syndication's success. While fees can vary, they are far less than the potential costs of legal issues or investor disputes. A good attorney ensures compliance, helping you avoid fines and financial losses down the line. Fund formation and private equity. The process of fund formation and private equity can be overwhelming, especially when trying to ensure compliance with SEC regulations. A syndication attorney is essential in guiding you through the legal structure of your fund and helping you navigate the complex world of securities law. The importance of proper fund formation. Creating a fund requires careful thought about the right legal structure to make sure your syndication runs smoothly and stays compliant. A syndication attorney can help you choose the best setup, which might include creating separate entities for the manager, syndicator, and the investors. By putting the right structures in place, You reduce both financial and operational risks, allowing you to focus on finding investment opportunities and building strong relationships with your investors. Starting a syndication or private equity fund can be challenging, but with the right approach, it's a rewarding journey. Are you familiar with the SEC exemptions for your offering? An experienced syndication attorney can ensure your fund is structured properly, all paperwork is in place, and investor relations run smoothly. With expert guidance, you can avoid legal pitfalls and build trust with investors. Plan smart, use the right exemptions, and set your fund up for success. If this was helpful, like and subscribe for more tips on syndications and private equity funds.